Mothra, Rodan, Ghidorah.
Oh my. They're moving like a pack. They're hunting. They all respond directly to an alpha.
So to start, this is my favorite Godzilla movie I have ever seen.
Whoa. That's a good way to start.
A lot has happened in the last 5 years. So can you just give us a little background and like catch us up to date at the beginning of the film where we're at?
We pick up with the world freaking out 5 years after the previous film. Now the world is aware that giant monsters exist. And naturally, we are not taking that news very well. And it's a mystery as to how many more of these creatures might be out there. And so Ken and his group of scientists at Monarch are sort of under the microscope and being questioned about their role or their responsibility regarding those events.
Yeah, we find a lot of other kind of creature or something, and then still have chaos or something, right?
Climate crisis is pretty much the main theme of this film. Is that what drew you to the project?
Well, I mean, I think Godzilla's always had a message underneath all the monster fights, and that's evolved over the decades. It definitely started off as a very strong allegory regarding the danger of nuclear weapons, and it's taken on ecological themes as it's moved on. But I think that's what makes Godzilla films special, is that they're more than just action films and monster fights. There's a heart and a spirit to them.
How'd you choose which creatures Godzilla would go against? Because there's so many to choose from. So how did you choose which ones he would go against in the movie?
Well, these Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah are just the crown jewels. I think most people, whether they're Godzilla fans or not, are at least vaguely familiar with them. Godzilla fans have embraced the whole pantheon, but these are the ones that stuck out in my mind as a kid, and I was an honor to bring them to life.
So besides Godzilla, who's y'all's favorite creature that's in the film?
King Ghidorah. Yeah, it's so great villain.
So freaky.
I mean, Rodan for me is an underdog. He's very unpredictable. He's kind of just nuts. He'll fight anybody.
It's good to meet all y'all.
Me too,
Good to see you again. By the way, congrats on your first feature film. How cool was that?
Thank you. Very cool. Yeah.
So y'all are in a Godzilla film. That's got to be pretty cool. What was it like to be cast for this?
It was great. I was having an abusive time on a movie called Den of Thieves, and when I got the Godzilla email, I kind of dropped everything and put my main focus towards Godzilla. And to be a part of a film with such lore behind it is super dope.
How about you, Thomas?
I'll echo that. Yeah, it is super dope. If I may. Yeah, please. Yeah, it was. It's something that only comes along here and there when you get to be part of something huge and crazy and a ton of green screens and special effects. So yeah, it's fun.
What was y'all's first Godzilla movie ever? Because for me, it was a 2014 film. I hadn't gone back and I hadn't seen all the other ones, and so this is only my second Godzilla film.
Your first Godzilla film was 2014.
Was 2014.
That was mine.
Really?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't have much bigger. I have the Matthew Broderick
really
version.
Condescending to my age.
I mean, like, come on, Millie. Like,
What?
2014. Like,
Yeah, I was
there's
born like 10 years ago.
So what's his excuse?
I don't know what's your
I don't
excuse?
have an excuse, I guess.
Man, Godzilla's been that dude, bro. Godzillaverse, Mecha Godzilla is by far one of my favorites. I can't remember my first because I go way back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Old soul.
I've been a fan.
But on this one, like, we're seeing more fighting, more action than ever before. It's because the special effects are just all over the place. Have y'all ever been a part of a film like this big when it comes to like that level of production?
No. Typically, the budgets of the films that I'm involved with get it's like a day's worth of production on something like this.
I've never had real explosions at work. It's kind of big news when you can have something that's really going to blow up at your job.
So the government wants to kill Godzilla. Why is it that y'all want to protect him?
I mean, my mum protects or wants to protect the Titan universe, the Monsterverse, because she believes that we can coexist with them. So I'm manipulated into it. No, I mean, obviously, she's grown up with Godzilla as kind of her cousin, you know, non-stop talking about Godzilla. So obviously she's extremely knowledgeable, my character, of Godzilla. So I think that she's protecting him because she was taught to protect him, even though he did some pretty messed up things to her family.
Yeah, and then from the military side, we can't really fight the other things.
No.
So we need Godzilla around.
And the cool thing is, like, your character is kind of like the balancing point between, I see, like, the good and evil in the story.
Yes. Yes. I mean, you know, my dad believes that we can't coexist with the Titans, and then obviously my mum believes that we can. So there is always that, you know, in between. I mean, it's just her own journey going through what she believes is true or what's her own truth. So yeah.
It's good to see you again. It's good to finally meet you.
Jon.
A lot has happened when this movie starts. Going back to the first film in 2014, where Godzilla goes through and everything that's happened with your family in San Francisco. How has your characters developed since that time at the beginning of the film?
Sure. Well, we piggyback off the 2014 in terms of this family having suffered a loss at the foot of Godzilla back in San Francisco. They both worked for, this husband-wife team worked for Monarch, and the grief that they experienced through a loss in San Francisco sort of propels them opposite sides of the spectrum of Monarch's philosophy, which my character is a scientist that believes in this is beautiful. She's conflicted with respect to having lost a child, but she also believes in connection to the monsters in terms of trying to connect with them, and whereas he doesn't.
Without giving too much away, your character, Mark, has I would say a special connection with Godzilla. What do you think Godzilla sees within your character that creates that
I like
bond?
that you said that, because I tried to create, I think I know the moment you're talking about, and I tried to create that was happening to make to make the script make sense for me, to have more involvement inside.
Sure.
And so I'm curious to see that moment. That's great that I'm glad you saw that. That excites me, yeah.
It is. It's a powerful moment. And this is the thing, because you can read the emotion in not only his gorgeous peepers, but in Godzilla's eyes as well. It's like these monsters are so emotional as well.
I guess it would be more than an underlying tone, but one of the themes of the film is the climate crisis that we're currently going through. How important was that for y'all to portray on screen, and was that part of what brought y'all to the film?
It absolutely brought me to the film. I mean, especially my character is the way I saw her is a defender of the future. You know, it's time to change the fossil fuels, you know, and we got to deal with the overpopulation, the pollution, the marine and terrestrial pollutions, and it's like the Earth is zapped. We've zapped the Earth, you know, and there's no more time to talk about it. We got to take action.